Hey folks, it's December 20th, 2024. It's almost Christmas, and already over the last couple of weeks, there's been just a spat of violence at workplaces and a rise in domestics and so on. So always keep in mind that even though it's supposed to be a time of love and friendship and goodwill and all that, some people actually really struggle during this Christmas time and the holiday seasons. Now, it's December 20th, and just a few days ago here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, December 17th, at a business meeting, one of the new guys who's actually being trained and groomed to be in a high leadership position, as the news says, and I'll have a link to the news story below, quietly got up, grabbed a 4-inch knife, and shoved it into the business owner's rib cage. Folks, there will be times when nothing you say or do can effectively and successfully de escalate a situation, especially if someone has an agenda. Now, this guy apparently is going through some stuff, and he decided that this was the day that he was going to really do something. Unless you are aware of what a baseline normal is for your employees and so on, it's going to be very challenging and very difficult, if not impossible, to detect when something's off. And this was a new guy, and they had hired him, and again, they were grooming him and training him to take over a main leadership position. I'm sure it was very, very unexpected. It's an ongoing investigation and so on. So, talking about workplace violence and conflict de-escalation, if you are a business owner, a leader, a supervisor, you've got to know your people. You've got to take care of your people. And especially in this time, you cannot just put a poster up in the locker room or over the coffee machine that simply says, if you're feeling, if you're struggling, call this number. It is not as effective as going up to someone, calling them by name. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? Is everything okay? And looking them in the eye and showing just that much more empathy and compassion and show that you care. If you are a leader in any type, shape, or form, take care of your people. If you're a supervisor, if you're a business owner, you've got to be able to show, number one, it's good for morale and so on. Show that you care, show that you know who they are, and show that you're willing to do that you need to do to take care of them. If you take care of them, they will take care of you. I want to follow up on a post that I made about a week ago. A lady, um, it was in Illinois. A business owner got upset with one of her employees whom she was firing. And instead of letting this lady, the fired employee, mail back or send back or drop off some work related property at a later date, this business owner prevented this employee from leaving. Basically, detained her, illegally detained her, closed the door, locked it for about 8 minutes. And so now this business owner not only lost her job, she was a franchise owner, she lost her job, lost her business. She's now facing charges in Illinois because she let herself get upset. This whole time of season, a lot of people are going to feel extra added stress and drama and so on. So, folks, slow down, take a deep breath. It's not as bad as your mind is making it out to be. And just keep in mind that our brain, our own minds are our own worst enemies. And now, if you are a leader, a supervisor, a business owner, you will, from time to time, find yourself in a situation where you may have to let someone go. You may have to fire them. Slow down, take a deep breath. If you're already having personal issues, emotional issues with this person, well, then let someone else do the firing and let someone else be the one to walk them out and so on. I mean, that's what delegating authority is all about, right? Don't let yourself get sucked down this rabbit hole where you stay in contact or stay involved and stay near a person that you've got some type of conflict with. The longer you stay in a stressful conflict situation, the higher the probability you're going to end up saying or doing something that escalates that situation. And in this case, this supervisor, this boss, ended up illegally detaining someone, and now not only does she lose her livelihood, wreck her career and her reputation, now she's facing charges. And all she had to do was stay in her office and not follow this employee down the hall. All you had to do was stay in place, take a deep breath, and let someone else handle the situation. Don't let yourself get so worked up that you become so offended, impatient, frustrated that you end up saying and doing things that escalate the situation. And now back to the stabbing that just happened here in Grand Rapids, going back and forth here. Again, when someone with an agenda, it's going to be very, very challenging. But the lesson teaching point right here is, as a supervisor, a leader, a business owner, know who your people are. Get a feel for what a baseline normal is, so that when something's off, you can detect that they're having a bad day, they're having a bad moment, they're slamming doors, they're slamming drawers, they're talking with a little sharp tone in their tone of voice, and so on. Pick up on these things, look out for each other. That's how you promote morale and a sense of team and camaraderie and so on in the workplace environment. And if morale is high and people believe that they've got each other's back and so on, and that their leaders are looking out for each other, you are going to dramatically reduce, mitigate, and even eliminate workplace violence. But again, there's no guarantees, right? Because sometimes when you have someone with an agenda like this individual, and you know, it's very challenging to defend against a lone wolf radical, right? Someone who just radicalizes themselves and decides to act out on their own. And it's not like they post anything on social media or something. So this was a really, really tragic situation. I don't know if anything could have necessarily mitigated it. The person is known to have been it's an ongoing investigation. So far, no motive has been presented, but he's known to be a quiet individual, but apparently qualified enough to be groomed and trained and hired for a leadership position in this company. And look what he does. Anyway, slow down. Don't let this season, which is supposed to be full of happiness, get you down, okay? Slow breath, slow deep breath. Things are going to be better. Things are better and not as bad as your brain is trying to tell you. Take a deep breath. Avoid confrontational, stressful situations, to avoid to avoid jacking yourself up if you're already having a bad day, right? Avoid stressful, confrontational situations. And again, look out after your people. Don't just put a poster up in the locker room or the coffee machine and check off a box. And give them a quarterly talk about suicide prevention and stress management. Look them in the eye and ask them how they're doing. Have a wonderful Merry Christmas. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.